Good day, everyone. I'm Maris Potenciano, and I am one of the reporters of Lesson 18, which is the hypothesis and assumption. So, I will be going to discuss the hypothesis while the assumption will be discussed by Mr. Iverson Cacho. So, research hypothesis. So, the method of research hypothesis is quantitative. So now let's move to the definition of hypothesis. So when we say hypothesis, it is a statement or proposition that can be tested by collecting and analyzing data. Ang ibig sabihin ng statement ay ang paniniwala natin na ito ang totoo or considered as the truth. So ang tinatawag nating hypothesis sa quantitative research ay tinatawag nating prediction. Ito yung ini-expect nating kalalabasan ng ating research in the form of the statement. So, ang hypothesis ay can be tested. So, meron dalawang kind ang hypothesis and in qualitative. So, una dito ay ang null hypothesis. Ito yung usually nating ginagamit sa pag-conduct ng research sa quantitative. So, ang null hypothesis ay presented siya in a negative form. Usually, ginagamit ito kapag meron tayong pinagkukumpara. So, palagi itong nakasulat sa negative form. For example, there is no significant relationship, or kapag may gusto naman tayong makita na pagkakaiba between variable 1 and variable 2, ang isusulat naman natin ay there is no significant difference. So now let's move to alternative hypothesis. So yung alternative hypothesis naman is presented in positive form. So magiging positive lang ang statement dito. So, for example, there is significant relationship between variable 1 and variable 2. Another example, there is significant difference between variable 1 and variable 2. So, now, let's move on naman sa purpose ng hypothesis. So, yung purpose ng hypothesis is to guide the research process and provide clear direction for data collection and analysis. So, base dito sa hypothesis, you will be able to determine kung anong data collection ang gagawin natin. Whether it through the use of survey questionnaire, and kung ano yung design and content ng survey questionnaire natin. Will be based on the hypothesis. And then the analysis, of course, since it is done through the use of particular instrument, yung analysis natin will be implement statistical treatment. So, let's move to the basis or yung basihan ng hypothesis. So, derived from a thorough review of existing literature, theoretical frameworks, or previous research. So, yung hypothesis, hindi lang pwedeng ginawa lang natin. So, dapat may basihan tayo. So, ang maaari nating pagbasihan ay ang mga sumusunod. Una, yung existing literature. Next is theoretical framework or the previous research or study. So, now let's move to the testability. So, sabi nga kanina, yung hypothesis can be tested. So, must be formulated in a way that allows for empirical testing through data collection and analysis. Since the hypothesis is quantitative, this should be tested or this should be undergo testing. So, yung data collection natin, since we already gathered, ay once we already gathered, yung analysis natin will come in and yung analysis natin will be implemented statistical treatment. This is what we call empirical testing. So, in short, yung hypothesis is testable. So, now let's move to the rule in research. So, ano nga ba yung rule ng hypothesis sa research? So, central to the research process as they guide research design, data collection, and analysis. So, hypothesis is the center of the research process because it will serve as a guide na ma-identify natin yung research design natin, yung paraan ng data collection natin at yung analysis. Not necessarily the central but the crucial to the research that we are conducted. It is relevant kasi it is the basis ng next part ng research na gagawin natin. Overall, a hypothesis should be stated clearly using appropriate terminology, testable, statement of relationship between variables, and limited and in scope.